Welcome back, everyone, to another GTA Online Q&A. Today, as always, I'll be answering a bunch of you guys' questions from Twitter, and I'm assuming most of these have to do with the Nightclub DLC. So let's go ahead and hop in. Allie, with the first one, do you think the Nightclub DLC will have something in the interaction menu where it makes you like a CEO? So I'm guessing, is there going to be a club manager section in the interaction menu? That's one thing I don't know what Rockstar have planned. Do they just incorporate it with the CEO or the MC Club, or is it something separate? I mean, if it's gonna include every business that is already in the game and it's gonna combine them into one, then there has to be something above CEO and MC, right? So what could that be? I don't know what they could really name that, and what benefits would you even get? That's another thing. Maybe they just don't do anything at all. Maybe they just let us keep CEO or MC and then just bring it all to our nightclub anyway, and there's no new, I guess, title that we could get in online. That is an interesting sort of question though, or thought. What do you guys think? Or I guess, what do you guys hope they do? It would be nice if they gave us some new thing that had some cooler features. I mean, look, with the MC Club, we all know how amazing it is to call your bike instantly. What if they do that with this new title? Let's say, I don't know, I'm not gonna make up a name, but you go into your interaction menu and then you can maybe favorite a couple of cars or just vehicles in general, and you can call them instantly. That would make freaking owning a nightclub so worth it. So look, Rockstar, if you want to get some more people buying your stuff, there's an idea. Angel, when do you think the Nightclub DLC is coming out? So I did just want to touch on this because I had an interesting thought the other day. This whole DLC announcement period over the last couple of weeks has just been weird. And what I mean by that is Rockstar let the artists that they're working with officially announce the DLC. And what might end up happening, because, all right, let me back up a step. We all know, or mostly all of us should know about the QA beta, and we're sort of waiting on that to be updated to let us know that the DLC is right around the corner. And normally when the QA beta gets updated, it's about 10 to 14 days until the DLC comes out. But when I say this DLC period has been weird, it almost seems like they might not do that. They had the QA beta 3 branch, which again is another weird thing. So maybe they figured out a way to test or to not update that until the DLC comes out. Because the rumor date at the moment is the 10th of July. It makes a lot of sense considering what Rockstar have said. And if they were to do that, the QA beta should have already been updated, but it hasn't. So maybe they just don't adhere to that anymore. I mean, obviously we're just gonna have to wait and see. It's all speculation, and the DLC could come out on the freaking 17th or the 24th. Or even the 31st, but it's just, it has just been weird, has it not? It feels like this is a weird DLC, and it's not the typical, not a typical one that follows any sort of pattern. So I guess what I am saying is maybe the QA beta thing that we're kind of waiting for to be updated, maybe that won't matter this time around. Hovry, do you think there will be a fee to sell all of the items at once? I don't think there would be, because if there was a fee, then I don't know why people would do it. I mean, I guess maybe for the convenience, but if you're not making more money than you would selling them solo, would people do that? I don't know. That's the thing. That's going to be one of the most important parts, I think, about this DLC, and if the missions and stuff last for a lot longer. Because if there's some annoyances like that, or if you obviously don't make more money, then I could see people a couple of weeks after this DLC is released not really caring and not really using, obviously these new features that Rockstar added into the game. Then we have the Dark Angel. Do you think that with the addition of nightclubs, Rockstar is trying to make GTA 5 into a more realistic game like it used to be? See, you say that, but watch. In this DLC, there's going to be some crazy weaponized vehicle that's going to make the Deluxo look like a freaking kiddie's toy. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. So as far as realistic game play is concerned, I think that's been thrown out the window. I do think they're adding this Nightclub DLC because a ton of people have requested it, and a ton of people have requested the game to go back to its more realistic, I guess, gameplay aspects, like obviously in the past couple of GTA games. But Rockstar not getting rid of all the craziness. I mean, I think that's what makes GTA. I know people like to compare Saints Row and GTA and all that, and everyone back in the day used to say Saints Row is the crazier, like, out of this world version of GTA. But now, I mean, GTA is getting even crazier almost than Saints Row with all the crazy vehicles we have, a flying bike, flying cars, you know. So I don't think realism plays a factor into what Rockstar are doing. I don't think going forward we're really going to see more realistic DLCs. I think it's just whatever the community wants and whatever Rockstar thinks would be good, you know. And that's a perfectly valid strategy for going forward. Keegan, will we ever get a graphics update for GTA 5? I am surprised we haven't gotten one on the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. Red Dead Redemption 1 got a little bit of an upgrade on those systems, so I'm surprised GTA 5 hasn't, considering how bad sometimes the game runs on the Xbox One and the PS4. I know multiple people, and even when I've played on the consoles, the frames drop to below 30 sometimes, which is not good. Sometimes there's texture pop in, and just obviously the overall graphics, they're not as good as you can have them on PC. So I am surprised they haven't done anything, just because, while they couldn't maybe get people to pay for it, it would just be something maybe to get people back into the game. Like, hey, new graphics, come back and play. Unfortunately, though, I doubt we'll ever get that at this point. I think it's sort of past the time period for them to do that, especially with Red Dead 2 coming around the corner. So I feel like they're focused more on that and DLCs for GTA Online instead of graphics. Dylan, how much money would I need to save for this update, do you think? This is another one of those interesting questions because, and in the past I did say about 10 million if you wanted to get, like, if you wanted to just be good, 10 million is probably a good number. But this is one of those DLCs where I just, at least going off of what Rockstar stated, what are they going to make us pay for? Apart from the actual nightclub and then, of course, the vehicles, it doesn't sound like there's, I guess, new missions or new things to purchase, like, let's say, the bunker. So you had to buy the supplies and all that, right? I mean, maybe you have to buy the supplies for the nightclub to get it up and running, but they mentioned how it's a consolidation of all the other businesses, so maybe there isn't much of a business with this nightclub. Maybe it's just combining all of our old stuff. And if that's the case, we already bought all that old stuff, so we don't need to buy anything new, I guess. So I'm wondering, I guess, what Rockstar are going to make the big ticket item for this DLC. Normally they have one of those. I mean, for Doomsday Heist, there was multiple big ticket items. Obviously the Deluxo, the jetpack, even though it sucks, the Akula, obviously the facility, the Avenger, right? And you can go back, but I don't know what they're going to do here with this nightclub update. Alex, do you think Rockstar will add back the beer hats and ground fireworks tomorrow as part of this year's 4th of July event? I hope so. If we don't get the DLC tomorrow, which probably won't happen, then I do hope they do a little July 4th thing. It's not going to be anything major. I don't think they've done a July 4th update in a couple of years, like a major one, adding new content. So it's probably just going to be what you said, giving us the beer hats, giving us fireworks back, and then maybe like double money on some weird thing. I don't think it's going to be anything special, just because Rockstar, I don't think, care too much about that anymore. And then the final question from Snub. This will be the question of the day. What type of clothes do you think we will get in the nightclub update? Hypebeast, suits, 70s, etc. Like you mentioned, there's a ton of ideas here, and I'm gonna be really disappointed if Rockstar don't add a decent amount of clothing that's different and new. Now, yeah, we already have like a freaking million suits, but they could always add more. Go crazy with it, right? 70s and 80s style clothing, that would be awesome, and I think that would somewhat fit with a nightclub DLC. just, I guess, casual wear in general, like nice casual, maybe luxury wear, whatever you want to call it. More and new items there would be great. What do you guys want to see in this update in terms of clothing? I know we did see in the trailer for like a split second there was a new illuminated outfit, so I'm sure we'll get some crazy stuff like that. But as far as regular clothes go, I really hope we get quite a bit. Anyway, there you guys have it. Thank you all for watching. Please drop the video a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one.